Hi. Well, this is a bit embarrassing because I've just literally done this entire live, looked up, noticed that nobody was interacting and realised I hadn't hit go live. So that was fun. So that's great. I just had a dry run through. So hello, I'm back off my going live restriction ban. I'm back off having my internet down for like a month. I'm not even joking. Don't ever take your internet connection for granted. So anyway, what am I talking about today? I am talking about icky sales tactics and what to avoid. Yeah. And there's lots. Excuse me. You don't want to see. Oh my goodness. You don't want to see what's behind that screen. It's not the tiniest of rooms in here. Yeah, so icky sales tactics are what to avoid. Absolutely, like, okay, I was inspired by this message that I had yesterday. Story goes like this. This woman has been trying to launch something, a software service, and has sent me all her links and everything. And, you know, she didn't do the icky sales tactics I'm going through today, actually. But what she did do last night is, after sending me her link many times and me not responding, she said this, and I quote, "If you're not interested in being a member, I would like for you to leave the group. That's a free group." And I'm like, what? Did I just see that? Did I just see that? Now, my response began, whoa, way to schmooze your audience. And on it went. I won't read the rest because I don't want to get myself in any more trouble. But it inspired me to think, okay, well, what else do people do that puts my back up? And a lot of people are told not to do, and yet still they do them. Okay, and you may or may not relate to any of these things, but yeah, see what you think. So first thing is, those people who friend you and the first thing you hear from them is a clearly copy and pasted message. I mean, it's like that long and it's full of links. This is my link for this and this is my link for that, and oh, I got a new challenge coming up and here's my program. Okay, and like, you're like, who is this person? I don't know who it is. You know, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel when you get something like that? Now, I know you might say, well, it depends what they're offering. If it's something I want, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. Right, okay. I think you find it's actually really annoying when you get the 10th one in a day. It's really annoying. So don't do it, okay? I'm going to go through later what to actually do, but yeah, don't do that. Hey Han, how are you doing? I'm great. Who are you, Facebook user? This is all I see. How are you doing? Who are you? If you haven't already, can you click on the give StreamYard permission? And then I'll be able to see it. I get there's a lot, just ignore them or say thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, but they're annoying, aren't they? And I've got better things to do. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a way, but equally, if you want to sell something, that's not gonna be how you're gonna do it, okay? So yeah, so first thing is spammers, spammy pammy, as I've heard people say. Okay, so the next one, there's 3 things on this list. The next one is friending people that you have no business friending. Okay, and by that I mean when you've got no or very few mutual friends, okay, or you have no idea who this person is, interacting without friending without interacting with them first. Now, it can happen. Now, I think if you haven't interacted with someone, but you've got like 60 mutual friends, or I've even seen people who've got 200 mutual friends, I think, oh, that's okay. They're clearly in the same kind of business sphere as me. There may be something in the offing there at some point in the future, but I always accept friend requests on a slow burn basis. I never go, hi, how are you? Here's my link, join my group, do whatever. It's like, not until, you know, let's have dinner and a movie first, right? And if you think about this whole networking thing, especially online, Misha, yes, hi. I thought it was you. I don't know. It's just, yeah, I had a feeling it was you. How are you doing? So, yes, so friending people that you've no business friending. If you don't have mutuals, and we'll get to actually in detail a bit more later what you do with people that you don't have mutuals, how you gather those people. If you don't have mutuals, interact with them a little bit. You might come across somebody on a friend's post who you think, oh, they're pretty cool. I'd really like to get to know them better. Yeah. Thank you, Esther, Michelle, Louise. Nice one. Yeah, so interacting with them means that they at least have seen your name before, okay? So they're going to have some clue as to who you are. But again, back to point one, don't go straight in with the spam. And so that's the first two. Friending and then spamming straight away, and friending people you've no business friending. Bad, icky sales tactics, okay? Third one, and this one does really grind my gears actually, is spamming my wall. People who do a public post and they tag a whole load of people that they know, thinking wrongly that everybody on that tag list is going to accept that, and that everybody in their friends list is going to see that post. And they're not. Well, they're not. Mine aren't, because I always hide those posts or untag myself, especially if it's not something I feel aligns with my brand. Okay, what my wall is about is my brand, not yours. If you want to put something on my wall, have the courtesy to ask first, please. Thank you very much. So those are the top three things that grind my gears about networking online and Facebook marketing. Okay. Well, what do you do instead, Fiona? Of course, I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to tell you what to do instead. And it's really, it's simple, but not easy. Sorry, I've got messages coming in from a client. Bing, bing, bing. I've got to do something in a bit. I'm going to tell you what to do. And then I'm going to give you an example of authenticity in action and why that is hands down better than any corporate sleazy tactics you're ever gonna get. Okay. And it was something I did way back at the beginning, when I didn't have a clue about business. I was green as grass, and I just, yeah, anyway. So yeah, so what do you do instead? Okay, so here is the basically, hi Dawn, having something nice for tea? Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. It's so annoying, and rude, quite frankly. It's rude. It's like somebody coming round. I'm here in France, and we've just had the elections yesterday. Now, because of the gift that keeps on giving of Brexit, I'm not allowed to vote here. But it would be like somebody pasting a Marine Le Pen poster on the front of my house, when if I could vote, she is not who I would vote for. Okay, it's just rude. It's like you've no idea if this person backs up your message, so just don't do it. Ask them if you want to do that. Ask them first, okay? Otherwise, it's just alienating. So, what are you going to do instead? So, one, it's about how you pick up friends and connections on Facebook, and two, it's about what you do next. Okay, number one, if you see you get Facebook that says you might know this person. Okay, you might know this person, would you like to friend them? And if there's enough mutual connections, I will generally pop a friend request in. generally. Not always. It's always worth just clicking through and taking a second to have a look at their profile, see what they do, see if you can see gaps in their profile that you could help them with. Clues, just could be little things, just little things. But even then, don't just exclude people that you don't think would need your service, okay? Because they might know somebody who does. So it's always worth just, but we're being authentic here. We're not, this isn't schmoozy, sleazy sales tactics. This is genuine human connection and using Facebook as that tool, okay? I still want to know what Dawn's having for tea, actually. Dinner, sorry. Dawn's from a posh family. Where I grew up, it was tea, not dinner. Dinner you had at lunchtime. Anyway, so that's the first way of picking up friends, people with lots and lots of mutuals. And you might come across those also on friends' posts, where somebody said something and you like what they say and you have a look at their post. And for me, somebody's got a dog, then that's like instant connection, okay? So if I look at their post and there's like something about their dog, I'm like, right, I'm going to friend you. And we've got at least one mutual friend and we're going to have lots to talk about, okay? Talk about dogs all day long. So, excuse me. The other thing, the other way to get good connections is to have a think about your ideal client avatar. And if you don't know what that is, maybe I should do another live about that. But and if you don't have one, you definitely have one. Definitely need to have one. If you don't know what I'm talking about with an ideal client avatar, just Google it and you'll find out. And you'll probably find something that will tell you how to come up with one as well. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as it sounds because a lot of them are useless. But if done right, they're incredibly useful. So once you know your ideal client, who they are, you have a think then about the kinds of places they're going to hang out. So for me, it might be a mutual interest kind of thing group, or it might be I might go to business networking groups online. A bit funny. It might be you know, like say you're into fishing, I don't know, and you might want to talk. You might want to deal with people who like fishing, so you've got something to talk about. And in fact, just connecting with people on an informal basis is a really useful marketing tool because you don't know who they know. It's not just about what they do, it's about who they know, and it's about what their needs in the future might be as well. So you can go, it is tea. She was being posh. Don't need to be posh with me, Dawn. So you go into these groups and you are going to have a look at the posts and you are going to find something, alight upon something that you feel drawn to and relate to in the topic, and have a look at the comments. It's always worth popping in a comment of your own about it, so something meaningful, because that can then attract people to comment on your comment, and people who then come into your sphere in that sense are really good people to connect with, okay? They'll know who you are, potentially. And so, but don't just leave it at that. Go through the other comments and don't just do everyone, because again, that looks spammy and disingenuous, but alight upon the ones who are speaking about things that you connect with, something about things that you relate to. And Dawn, this, guys, Lisa, hi, I'm honoured to have your presence. Wow. Hi, Lisa. So yeah, especially for Dawn, who I know is into Sensi, and Esther, Shelley, sorry, my brain, Shelley, because Esther's name Shelley is like, you know, you guys are into sort of social selling, network marketing. You know, that's actually quite a good tactic for you to friend with people. So you're going into mutual interest groups, go through, comment on people's things, and then you can drop them a friend request. They're not all gonna accept. Some of them might look at your profile and go, not for me. But yeah, so don't do it blanket wise. Do it more sort of chosen specifically. Um, and yeah, so that is a really good way of picking up good connections with friends. Okay. Now, once they're on your friends list, don't just send them the dick pic. Don't just like go straight in with the link to your group or the link to your sales page or whatever it is that you want to do. Like, drop the agenda, because you stink of desperation if you just go straight in with, hi, there's an opportunity, or hi, this is what I do, is it something you want? And please never say, and I say this with 7 years of telesales experience from a previous life, never, please never say the words, are you interested in? Okay, just drop that. If you find yourself saying that, just think, how else can I say this? Or in fact, never say that. Just never. I'm trying to think. Never say that. Just never ever say that. Say something along the lines of, hi, how are you? How's your day going? One, if you do want to move it on to work, then ask them about what they do. And a good follow-up question to that is, what drew you to that line of work, or what got you into that kind of thing? Okay. Ask some good open questions about what it is they do and what drives them, what motivates them. And for me, well, if they've got dogs, I'm going to ask them about their dogs, because that's rapport building, and I could just love to talk about dogs all day long. I am more akin to dog owners than parents, because I don't have children. That's another long story, but yeah, so I relate to dog owners. They're kind of my tribe. So my ideal client avatar is somebody who owns a dog, quite frankly. So it's not everybody who owns a dog. I mean, there are other criteria as well, but that's one of them. So yeah, so genuine conversation, genuine connection. What else? So what are you going to do with these connections? Okay, so I mean, to be honest, you're probably not going to get into their inbox until something like so once they're friends, go onto their timeline, their wall, and see what they're talking about on their wall and comment on that. Yeah, so yeah, I sound like Darcy Battle. So you're going to go into their wall and comment meaningfully, like a couple of things that they've said, respond to some of the people on their timeline as well, because remember, that's another place you can find connections. Some people say do a minimum of 10 connections a day or 20 connections a day. Do you know, rather than put a number on it, just look for quality over quantity, because I would rather have 10 engaged people than 1,000 disinterested people or bought followers or something like that. It's just more genuine and meaningful. So yeah, in fact, there's another sin that just occurred to me. Oh, I've forgotten it already. I blooming have, haven't I? Yeah. Oh, it'll come back. It will come back to me. That's important enough. Let me just see what people are talking about a moment. I was checking the profile, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, I've got to be honest, Shelley, I do it in batches. I'll see that people friend request me. I'm like, I'm not even dealing with you unless I see a name that I actually know, somebody I've actually maybe met at a networking meeting, or somebody who I haven't, somebody, it's just a name that I recognize. If it's a name I recognize and like the person, I'll accept it. If it was the girl who bullied me at school, am I going to accept that? I don't think so. So it's always, yeah, just be picky about your surrounding audience and all of that. So I batch it. So like once every few days, or whenever I can be bothered, quite frankly, whenever I feel like, okay, I've got 15 minutes, let's get through a few. Yeah, then I'll go through and I have a good look at the profile, and I'm like, okay, are you a scammer? That's a good question. And there are signs to say if that person's a scammer or not. And if all else fails and you let one through and they start talking to you about this amazing investment fund that you're going to get 150,000 euros out of the government, which one? It's obviously a scam, right? Okay, and I have known people's Facebooks be completely hacked and taken over by falling for these things. So please be careful about who you give your details to and what links you follow and all of those things. But anyway, that's a slight side topic because that's not even marketing, that's just scamming. Totally different subject. All around the place. Where's my brain gone? It's coming back in. I have struggled today getting back into things. So once they're in your sphere and you've gone and you've commented on a few things and you've got something meaningful to say, then it might be time to go into the inbox, okay? And it might just be a hi, how are you doing? Get to know them, find out about them, and you know, ask each other, find a common ground you can talk about. And it may, at some point, not the first thing, please not the first thing, a few messages in when things are warm, say, hey, you know, I've got this free group and in there is this resource that I think you'd really appreciate. Okay, so a lot of time I say, in my free group, there's the blogging bootcamp, and everyone loves my blogging bootcamp. So, yeah, I always talk about that and they go, oh, brilliant, okay, go and do that. And I have so much good feedback about that bootcamp. I'm really proud of it. So yeah, it's again, it's about genuine connection and genuine, like you're not forcing anything. Let go of the outcome, okay? So somebody that may or may not buy from you, but if they don't, somebody else will, and just detach from the outcome, and then you will not stink of desperation, because that's what you want to avoid, okay? So who else have we got going on there? So a VIP group for my sensing, keep my personal page for close family and friends. So Dawn, let me ask you, have you got, I know you've got a Sensei page, Sensei group, have you got a Sensei group for people, exclusively for people who bought from you, or is it just the one Sensei group? Because it can be useful to have a distinction, just saying. Okay. Shelley says, I don't have anything called I don't know for tea. I would like for tea tonight. So no, he does his own tea. Right, okay. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And he's old enough to cope. I had a giveaway on your Sensei page a couple of weeks ago, and I was approached my family directly to comment, as no one was. I was giving away something for free and no one wanted it. I just don't understand why. Do you know, that is one of life's great mysteries, Dawn. I've done this. If you're watching this from inside my group, I have like invite people to my group and I'll give you a free coaching session. Absolute crickets. Absolute crickets. Like a free thing just for inviting some friends into my group. Okay, right. Yeah, so that was yeah. Just one group, so only have 5 customer advice. We need to expand that, dude. So expand that, get some people in, get on the giveaway, and we'll work on that. I'll give you a free session if you get some people into my group for me. So yeah, definitely like not forcing the issue, okay? But you do need to obviously expand your network. So that's what you do. Now, I can't remember what the other icky thing was that I came to my mind. Gone, it's gone in and out. Hey ho. But I just wanted to share a tale with you about the power of authenticity, really. And the power of just being yourself, and actually when you let go of the outcome, how the magic flows to you, okay? Because I'm a little bit woo. I don't know if you've picked up on that at all, but I'm really getting into my kind of connecting to source and God at the moment, and yeah, it's making life a lot more interesting. And but that's a complete aside, and see all the watchers disappear as soon as I go, okay, she's a woo-woo, She is, but she's also technical minded. She's a mixture of science and spiritual. That's me in a nutshell. So, yes, the thing I wanted to share with you was my first ever networking meeting. Crikey, this was 10 or 11 years ago. And I got in touch completely because my background was in telesales. So I actually did a little telesales campaign to get my first few customers in the web design business. I'm not going to lie, I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't know any better. I mean, no better, you do better, right? So I got the paper, rang around a few people, and rang this local print company. And the lady who ran it was absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous woman, really, really helpful. And she invited me along to the local Chamber of Commerce meeting. So I went along. Now, I'm not one of those punctual people. Kind of my executive functioning needs a bit of work, so I'm usually running late for stuff. I can usually make it on time for Zooms these days because I don't have to drive anywhere. Just have to get to my desk for a certain time. But at this point, you know, this was only like a 10-minute journey, but I'm the kind of person that if I've got a 10-minute drive to get somewhere, I leave 10 minutes before I've got to be there. I know it's illogical and I'm working on it, but sorry, not sorry. I turned up at this meeting 2 minutes late, like literally, it was not late, it was like 2 minutes. So, you know, everybody had done all their milling and getting their coffee, and they sat down with their coffees, and I kind of like sneak in, hello, kind of thing like that. And, you know, and I'm not going to lie, I was wearing jeans. This is a business networking meeting. Wore jeans, don't have scrap and makeup on. I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. Burst in, snuck in, sat in the bottom front corner, okay? First networking meeting ever. So, and then they do, if you've ever been to a networking meeting, this thing called round robins, okay? This is where you get to stand up and think for a minute on what you do for your business. I'm like, yeah, okay. No, it's a good thing. This is where I was really grateful that I've stood up on the stage in front of lots of people before and done things performing, because it didn't seem that bad to me to stand up. And I know this is a thought that absolutely terrifies a lot of people, but stood up, basically said, hi, I'm Fiona. I run Mocha Web Design Services, or whatever we're calling ourselves then. And so we do websites and blah, 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 blah. WordPress might have mentioned. Yeah, I can't remember. It was a blur. It was one of those moments. And crikey, sun has just come out. So yeah, anyway, so I'm sat there going, okay, right, that's over with. And then, and I'm not being funny, it was a room full, it was maybe 50 people in that room. So, and then a little, you know, about 20 people later, another web designer stands up wearing a suit, and I'm going, oh my God, why do I even bother? It's got a clipboard, it's very official, looks like he really knows what he's doing. And I'm like, all right, okay, well, he's going to get all the inquiries as me. And then another web designer stood up. So there's like 3, maybe 4 web designers in the room. I'm not even a web designer, crikey. I was literally the salesperson. Hubby does all the clever stuff. I make them look pretty and like write some of them if it's a topic that interests me. But so yeah, there I was. Okay, right, half time comes, you know, everyone's done their minutes round. It wasn't even a minute, because if there were 50 people there, we would have been there forever, so it was maybe like 30 seconds each again. So I got up to go and get myself coffee and just go and console myself and hide in a corner and maybe try and find somebody I knew in the room. And I've got a queue of people waiting to talk to me who go, hi, I wanted to talk to you. And then while I'm talking to this person, says, well, when you finish there, can I have a word as well? The other 3 web designers went home early, and I stood around, hanging around. I got 3 jobs out of that meeting, and I don't know what, you know, I just like burst in, looking like a mildly warmed up death, and there you go. And that's because I had no agenda. I went in there for the experience. and people went, that's somebody I could work with, because I wasn't hiding behind anything. I wasn't hiding behind my clipboard, wasn't hiding behind a stripy suit. I was hiding behind my jeans and my messy hair, which is obviously still no better now. Oh my goodness. So I do need a better curtain there, actually. So yeah, that in a nutshell is what I would recommend. How long have we been going? Crikey, half an hour. That's a pretty good time for me. Normally I blather on for an hour before I realise it. So unless anybody's got any questions at this stage or wants any specific advice, anybody who's still watching, I've got a couple of people, then yeah, I'm going to call that a day. If you do have any questions, if you're at this point, I should ask, if you are watching this on replay, please put a hashtag replay. If you're watching this live, put me a hashtag live, so just so I can see that you know, I'm reaching people. It's good to know. It's and if there's anything that you particularly want to know about, then drop me a line or drop a comment in here, and just tell me what you want to know about, and I'll feature it in a future live. I'm also looking for interesting people to interview in these things. You may have seen back before my internet was killed off by a certain Russian dictator, fair word, then I did a wonderful interview with the lovely Kim Weimer, who's a law of attraction positivity coach. She's amazing lady. I've got her book, actually, if I can. Here it is. I don't have to dig too deep. There you go. Just gonna do her a little Out of the Shadows, Kim Weimer, available at all good book retailers and Amazon. It's a great one. So yeah, have a look for my interview with Kim, and if you wanted to know more about Kim, then all her links are in there. And if you would like to similarly feature, let me know and we'll have a think about what we could talk about. And you know, you can pop your links in, give yourself a little promo, and that'd be amazing. So yeah, I'm going to leave you there. Thanks ever so much to those who have watched and participated today. It's been great fun, and good luck to everybody. Hope that's been helpful to you as well. And yeah, enjoy your dinner, or is it your tea? Enjoy your tea. Bye.